Hello, Libras. Welcome to your main reading. I want to wish you all a great month, and if this is your first time stopping by, please subscribe to my channel. It does help me a lot to continue making these videos for you guys. Thank you so much, and let's get started with the first week. So during this week, my friends, I do see the need to focus, the need to take some time to reflect. A specific person or a specific situation might be putting you against the wall, might be putting you in a position when you have to make a big sacrifice, when you have to make some changes involving your personality, changes involving your dreams, the way you think about life. Some of you, I'm feeling you might have some very utopic dreams, something that it's not really possible, okay? Something that can't really happen in this moment in time. So it's good that you dream, it's good that you have plans and you have aspirations for yourself, but you also have to ask yourself, what can I do right now? Where do I start? And for those of you who are in relationships, I'm feeling that some of the requirements that you might have might be a bit unrealistic. You might have a very romantic nature, or you might want this, you might be expecting this perfect romance, this perfect love, that it's not possible in some cases, okay? It's not possible to have that perfect romance at all times. So that's why I said some of your dreams and aspirations might be a bit utopic, okay? Not being able to manifest into at this moment in time, or wanted something to happen right away. And there's also this sense of feeling like a victim or victimizing yourself, acting like, oh, things never go right for me. I'm the person that always gets hurt, or I'm the person that always ends up in a bad position, in a bad situation. So yeah, take that time to really reflect on yourself. Try to look at this particular situation from a higher perspective, okay? Take 2 steps back, look at what's going on around you. Some of you might realize that, yes, you might need to make some changes. You might need to change some aspects of your personality, of your character, some aspects of, for some, it can even be something bigger than that, okay? Because we have 2 major kind of cards here. We have the Hangman and the Death card. So this is something not small at all. This is a huge change for some of you guys. You might have been offered to even relocate or change where you live or change your lifestyle completely. So yeah, that's part of the reason why you're wondering, should I do this? This is a huge change. It's basically starting from scratch, from zero, from nothing in another place. So now you might be wondering, is it worth it? Okay, because not all of you have that. Some of you might not feel comfortable getting out of that comfort zone so much when it's just completely different, okay? The Death card is connected with that Scorpio energy, that Phoenix energy, the bird that was burned and from the ashes was reborn and was even more powerful. So yes, if you make the change, this change is going to make you even more powerful. It's going to be a great change for you. It's going to help you in the long run. But for now, for the first week, now you're scared. And the same energy continues in the second week, okay? When you're feeling like, okay, I'm able to sacrifice a few things, but I'm not ready yet to make this final change, this completely radical, extreme change. And some of you guys, especially those who are in a relationship, you might be dealing with a Scorpio, and I'm feeling that their energy is very possessive, they're very cut and dry, they go to extremes. What they're asking from you is this desire to dominate you, this desire to have control, this desire to know for sure that you're with them. And some of you might be probably asked to change parts of not being so flirtatious or not being so friendly, or having little arguments about things like that. But you're thinking, do I really want to do that? Is this really going to help the relationship? Is it something deeper here than we're not noticing? Does the person have deeper issues than what they're telling me about? Okay, or they're using your change to cloud what's going on deeper within them. So there's a lot going on here with the Death card, okay? Things going to extremes, you wondering if you're ready to make this huge change, this huge transformation. And as I said, for some it can be regarding a love situation when you might have to decide if you want to change for your partner. And for some of you guys, this can involve another change in your professional life, in your career, where you live, changing things up completely, changing your lifestyle, what you've been doing or how you've been living so far. And you're trying to, even though this is very appealing, okay, because I see that in the third week with the page of spears, I see that it's very appealing, okay. Some of you might be asked to move to a very exotic place, and you're excited within yourself. You're feeling like a little child. You're very enthusiastic, very happy. You're thinking, oh, I can't wait. I want to go. This looks like a great adventure. But then you're thinking, no. I got to be rational about this. I can't rush into anything. What if it's dangerous? What if I go over there and something happens? So you're thinking about all these different options, and you're not really letting your emotions, your feeling just carry you away. You're taking your time to reflect and use more your common sense and being practical instead of just going with the flow and going with what your feelings are telling you at this moment in time. I'm also feeling that if you take too long to respond, you might be getting bad news, or you might be getting the news that, okay, you have a deadline. By this time, you have to give us a response. If you don't agree to this might be off the table as an offer for you. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling in the third week. So yeah, it's good that you're taking that time to think and reflect, but try not to lose this good opportunity as well. For couples, I'm feeling that even though you're very drawn to your partner, especially sexually, you're very attracted to one another, and you miss them. You want to see them. You want to spend time with them. You want to feel their presence, but you're thinking, no, I can't allow my emotions that I have for him or for her to affect how I'm feeling right now. I really have to take the time and reflect on this and make the right decision, because you're feeling that if you let this go easily, this is going to continue repeating itself. So that's why you're saying, no, I got to take my time, really analyze what's going on, stop being naive, think things through, and then make a decision. And by the final week of May, this is where I see you guys taking full control of your life, full control of your thoughts, coming back to that powerful Libra energy, making a fair judgment for yourself and for the other person's point of view as well. Okay, you're judging them fairly, you're judging yourself fairly, you're saying, okay, you're giving me something, you're telling me this is what I am supposed to be doing, okay? This is a change that you expect from me, and that's very final and radical. But I think that the best thing to do is to compromise and find that middle ground between the two of us, so we can both be happy and we can both profit from this situation, not just putting you against the wall. But now you're okay with that. Now you're confident enough, you have your power back, you're confident enough to say, no, we're not doing that. This is what we're going to do. Let's talk about it. Let's really think what's happening here. Let's balance things out. Let's think about all the pros and the cons, and then let's make a final decision. Okay? No extremes. No, this is what you got to do. Let's think things through. And yeah, this is the time when you're going to compromise. This is the time when you're going to make a right decision. This is the time when you're finally going to be able to cooperate with others. And also you guys always need a little bit of a push to make a decision, because you don't like being put in this position. You hate being put in this position when you're like, oh, you have to make a decision now. That makes you nervous. You don't like that. You always like to have a clear understanding of what's going on And once you weigh all your options, then you like to make a decision. And even then, Libras, you always have that little bit of a doubt, like, should I have done this? Is this the right thing for me? Okay, so it's hard for you to be 100% sure. But whatever decision you make in the last week is going to be the right thing for you, because I see you guys feeling very content, very happy with yourself, and feeling strongly about your position and about the decisions you've made. And from the oracle of your spirit animal, the message is, honeybee, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. Okay, so it's important for you guys to really take that time not to go with this, not to allow this very Pluto, dark Scorpio energy to affect how you feel, okay? To take you to a place of hate and anger. It's very important to keep compassion and forgiveness in your heart at all times. That's that Libra energy. You're the peacemakers of the zodiac. You're the people that always want to compromise, want to have harmony and peace, and want stability. That's what you want. You don't want arguments. You don't want fights. You want things to be leveled out. You want harmony in your life. What I'm feeling, so yeah, taking this time, and I'm feeling for a lot of you guys, if the relationship has come to a very toxic place, maybe it's good for you to take some time to reflect and apart from one another. And I'm not saying breaking up or anything of that sort. I'm just saying, don't rush into anything. If you're not feeling right, if it's just too much, if you're feeling under pressure, take that time. Take that time, take a few days, how much time you need for yourself, until you get to a place, to a harmonious place within yourself, full of compassion and forgiveness, and then have a conversation with your partner or the people involved that they're involved in this specific situation. Okay, my friends. And from the Oracle of Love, the message is relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. And that's what I saw from the beginning. Okay, from the first week, we saw this with the Hangman energy. We saw that there was a need here to change. There was a need to make some sacrifices. There was a need to stop just thinking about, victimizing yourself and saying, you always ask for me to change. What about you? What have you done? And that's a dangerous game to play, okay? Because if you say, well, what have you done for me? And then the other person says, well, okay, but what have you done for me? What about you? What about me? And now you go back and forward and nobody's winning anything, okay? So that's what I'm feeling. You have been doing this for a while. This is not something new that is happening here, okay? This is something that has been going on with you, Libras, and your partner or people at work or your personal lives. You've been repeating this time and time. You might have had the same issues with a friend and then with another friend. So this is happening multiple times. But now the time has come to really reflect. And the person in the card is looking at a mirror. The nymph here, or the goddess or the fairy, is telling this person to stop crying, so stop victimizing themselves in a way, and look at the mirror. So look at yourself. What are you doing that is not right? What are you doing that it's not the right thing for your family? It's not the right thing for your life, okay? Yes, you're expecting this change from this other person, but how about you start by changing some things first? So how about you start by taking that time to reflect, make a few little changes, or look at it through much more rationally and with wisdom and being smart, because we have the symbol of Iris here, symbolizing wisdom, symbolizing that wisdom, and symbolizing the having the knowledge, taking the time to do the right thing. Okay, my friends. And even from the Oracle of Healing, the message is receive healing. And as we can see, we have the number 1 here, indicating your ego, your personality. As long as you're focused on your ego, as long as you're focused on yourself, it's going to be hard for you to receive that healing. But if you're focused on the number 2 ones, that's that justice energy. That's the Libra energy, when you're thinking in terms of 2 people, for the relationship, for you with one another as a couple. Okay, that's when you will receive that healing. So pay close attention, my friends, to dreams that you might have during this time, during the last week of May or throughout May. If you have any dreams of any ancestors, people that were very close to you, loved ones, they're not with you anymore, and you feel like they're your angel, your spirit guides, pay attention to them. Okay, pay attention to the dream. What are they trying to tell you? Or if you're thinking about a specific person or a specific solution, and at that moment in time you catch you see number 11 or 111 4 times. When it's 111, it's a great indication that yes, you're in the right track, you're doing the right thing. It equals to 4, meaning the number of the family, the number of the home. So that's also a good sign as well, that you're making the right decisions, you're in the right track. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But as I said, as long as you focus on just the focus on the 1, focus on your ego, it's not going to work. Okay, because that's what a relationship is, merging two people, leaving aside their egos and merging together, getting together. If everyone is focused on what about me, that's going to be hard to keep the relationship going. Okay, and you need some healing, because there's a lot of things going on here with the Hangman and the Death card. You've been very toxic to one another, and I don't want to blame one person and say it's all the fault of this other person, because you might both have equal parts of the situation getting to this point. One person, maybe, especially if you're dealing with a Scorpio or someone who has their rising in Scorpio, maybe they might have pushed you a lot, but you also have acted a certain way by not really taking responsibility and not taking control of the situation. But things will change by the end of May, so I'm excited for you guys to really see this clearly and get control and get the power back. Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is all the messages that I have for you guys, and I see you on my next video. Bye bye.